My name is Peter Orosz, Chairman and shareholder of the Qualysoft Group. Qualysoft Group, established in 1999 in Vienna, Austria, is one of the leading IT companies of Europe. I would like to present you today one of our major solutions regarding e-government, especially e-taxation. Governments facing nowadays a lot of problems regarding e-taxation, or in general taxation. Qualysoft and our consultants are meeting those governments and talking about their problems, which are typically the low tax revenue. So most of the governments we are talking to want to increase or need to increase their tax revenues with a certain amount in order to be able to cover the spendings which are needed to be done by the governments. The other problem is the fraud detection and avoiding frauds. It's a very big challenge for governments, especially for tax officers and tax offices. On the other hand, the risk management, how to detect potential risky taxpayers or non-payers. It's also one of those problems which is to be solved. Certainly, one challenge is the prediction of the tax revenues, which is also very important in order to be able to plan the budgets, the yearly budgets. The transparency of an operation of the tax offices is one of the next questions. Citizens, taxpayers, either private persons or companies want to know how a tax office and the tax management is working. And also the serving of the taxpayers gonna be a big challenge. Taxpayers, private persons or companies want to be served on a proper way with digital tools, with modern portals. They want to handle the tax problems and tax issues easily. For all that problems is the right solution, our application and our integrated eTax system. Our answer to solve all these challenges mentioned previously is our integrated tax solution named GATS, Customs and Tax Solution. This solution is a very complicated and state-of-the-art architecture covering all the needed modules which is used typically at the tax authorities, ministries of finance, but also taxpayers. The heart of the system is the centralized tax administration tool, which is the collection and administration of the taxpayers, either companies or private persons, the administration of all tax types or governmental tax types, the administration of the taxpayer processes, case management, integrated business analysis and risk management tool, a business process management tool, which is allowing to adjust the processes very easily during the production, but also an integrated taxpayer portal, which is serving the taxpayers, allowing them online filing of the tax documents, etc. As we're speaking about the integrated systems, it does mean that we are also able to integrate surrounding systems like car register, like property register, but also third-party tools like or applications like Facebook or Instagram in order to discover potential non-payers or potential hidden incomes. So it's a highly effective tool based on artificial intelligence, how we can discover such hidden tax potentials. We can look back to many successful implementations in the past years in Europe, but also in Asian countries. For instance, one of our latest references in Europe has been a very big success, which means that after the implementation and after starting the production within the first 3 months, the return on investment was achieved, which means clearly the spendings on the project came back within the first 3 months of the production. You can imagine it's a great success. How it was possible? Our system, once it started to work, discovered a lot of potential non-payers, in this case companies. These companies were targeted, and the additional paid tax was covering all the project spendings. One next, and maybe a bit surprising effect of such an implementation, that means a tax reform or a tax eTax implementation, is the very positive press and very positive reputation of the government. In many cases, we faced the situation that while the government started to communicate that they will improve the tax processes, make it more transparent, and for sure serve the taxpayers on a much modern digital way, the reputation of the government, especially tax authorities, started to increase. And during that phase, already the tax revenue started to be higher, so it started to increase. That means to go in such a project, to go in such a goal as government, means to earn more positive feedback from the citizens. I would like to give you another reference, which is an ongoing project currently. We are now in a situation that Indonesia, the 4th largest country of the world, engaged Qualysoft in order to implement our eTax solution for their government, for their Ministry of Finance. As you can imagine, it's the largest kind of eTax solution and eTax implementation of this world. And now we are working on the implementation, on the business analysis, business process management, reorganization, and finally implementation of this product. It's a very big challenge, but already we can see and earn the first successes within this big project. Previously, I mentioned our new big Indonesian implementation. One of the major aspects during the procurement phase of this project was the data security. Data security also in terms where the data are captured in a secure way in the database, etc., played a big role. That Qualysoft is based in Europe, is based in Austria, in Vienna. That means natural environment, and it gave a big trust in our solution. Surely, one of the first questions after we explain how such a taxation project can be provided is how to finance such a plan. We can offer a variety of financing sources. It's a common way, for sure, that other countries can finance such projects on soft loan basis, for instance. But also organizations like the World Bank, African Development Bank, Asian Development Bank are able to give some funds for financing of such institutional project. Qualysoft is also offering a kind of PPP model, which is a private-public partnership. So there is a variety of sources which can be used for financing. It's also a matter of discussion and further analysis. Typical question is the duration of the project. Once the project is decided, for sure it's pretty necessary to know how long it will take to go into a production. Typically, based on our experiences, such a project takes 1.5 to 2 years. But our main promises, and also based on our experiences from the last projects, we can deliver definitely on time and on budget. And now you can ask yourself whether this solution can be applicable, reasonable, and valuable for your government, in your country, for your tax authorities. In most of the cases, we face arguments like it's very hard to implement such a solution in our country because we don't know enough about our potential taxpayers. We don't know about our companies, potential taxpayer companies. There is a big fraud in our companies. The ministries don't cooperate with each other. We have not enough data. We are not synchronized. We do not have appropriate processes. We need to change all the operation inside of the tax authority. Yes, all these questions we are facing on a daily basis. And that's our daily job, to help you with our experienced consultants who already saw a lot of similar problems, to help with them to you, to sort out this kind of problems, and to go step by step to the implementation and to the solution. That means if you have similar problems, if you have to answer these questions, just ask us, just ask our consultants, and I am sure that we can show up with a certain solution which already have been used somewhere of the world, at some authority, at some government, so we can put together a kind of best of breed solution for you, and then go ahead with you hand in hand in order to prepare and then start to implementation. For sure, we will be with you also then during the production phase and giving you appropriate support in order to increase the tax revenues in your country. Thank you for your attention. Despite of the fact that me and my colleagues are fully concentrated on our consulting job and on solving of tax-related problems, we also need a kind of inspiration. Now, our source of inspiration are the artworks of my friend Achilles, who is a very famous Slovakian artist producing artworks from glass. And this video was taken in his studio.